Hey, how's it going? And thanks for passing by. Today, we're going to be taking a look into Cupid. This allows you to add custom hearts above player heads, mob heads, and even custom models such as item matter or even just regular model engine integrated with mythic mobs. And honestly, I've been looking for a plugin like this for the longest time. Not only for the functionality, but also for the low maintenance, such as it will not take a lot of resources within your server as it's mainly client side. All that just provided with a simple resource pack that you can add towards your players, and the amount of features you're getting within this plugin is truly amazing. You can display hearts on top of models and even their status, such as if they're poisoned, regenerating, or with certain effects such as golden apples. There are different types of modes as well, which I'm going to show you more inside the configuration files, and of course there's blacklist and even different height variations for your own custom models. So there's a lot of features. There is no point in me telling you this. Let me provide you some demonstrations and then we'll head over into the configuration, and at the end of the video I'm going to show you how to set it up properly to use for the first time. First, of course, I want to show you regular mobs and how it appears, because as much as I'd like this to be possible just in vanilla, without a plugin you cannot do this, and when you spawn the mob in you do get this nice effect above them, and of course this is dependent on each mob, so it's not going to be all in the same height. For example, if I throw a splash potion, he's going to be, well, poisoned, and as you can see the hearts are actually taking effect at the same time. I don't know if this is going to kill him. Well, that didn't kill him, but this sure will. And again, it's dependent on every different mob, so you'll see that each mob has their own amount of hearts. So a cow would have a total of 10 hit points, which is about 5 hearts, and a chicken would only have 2, so one swing of the sword should just immediately kill him. Another way to show that as well is just by punching the sheep, and you can see the hearts decreasing little by little. And as I stated before, this isn't just for regular mobs, but of course hostile as well. So just switching over here, I can show you the Vindicator. Again, poisoning him does the same type of effect. Creeper as well, and a witch, which has a ton more hearts than the other ones. But one thing you can notice as well, for example with the witch, it's not taking any damage because it's regenerating at the same time. So you'll see basically a mixture of the golden hearts that it's getting from regeneration potions and also the poison hearts, which is basically what is happening here. And it stays at full hearts, of course, because it's a witch. And here's an example again of it just drinking potions. I'm decreasing its health and it's just drinking a potion, and you'll see it right in front of you. This is a super nice feature if your players want to see the health bar of any custom or even regular mob. But of course we have mobs such as the Warden as well, and this one can be a bit destructive. So alone, the Warden has over 13. And the reason we're doing this is so that the Warden, if I'm not mistaken, around 500 hearts, and you don't want to be showing 500 hearts straight across. That would be ridiculous. Now, everyone here is already familiar with the Warden, so there's really no reason to show this, but if I just punch him, you can see the hearts decrease, but I can easily die a lot quicker. I'm just gonna go this direction here because there's no point in me dying. Again, this is definitely not going the way I wanted to. Now I have a witch on my back as well. Why can't they both fight each other? Oh, never mind. This did work out in my favor. Nope, never mind. No, didn't work out. Nope. But as you can see there, it is working on every single type of mob, but there's no importance of that if it doesn't even work on players. Now, to get that, you will need tab, and of course any permission-based plugins such as luck perms, but when you have that all installed, you can actually get an effect such as this on the players as well. And this works perfect in a PvP type scenario, or even just regular, so your friends can at least know what health you are and they're not punching you to death like mine do. But as you can see, if I even eat on my other accounts, that I get the golden effects, which I actually do get 2 full golden hearts, and it stays for a certain amount of time. You can change all this in the configuration, of course, but if I start punching him, you can see he only has half a heart that are gold, and then after that he goes back to regular. He still has some effects, but it doesn't really matter as it will regenerate quite quickly. Now we've shown basically everything that's in vanilla Minecraft, but let's say you're adding something custom. For that, I was provided this amazing model of a Soul Razor, and as you can see, he has a custom health bar as well. Since he has a lot of health, we don't want the same as the Warden had with the X amount, so you can create this type, and there are 2 types where you have one singular hotbar and it decreases the amount of health, and then you have multiple levels, but it can only go at a certain amount of hearts. If I'm not mistaken, it's around 500 hearts, but of course always read the wiki page, I could be mistaken here. But now if I actually start hitting him, you're going to see how the health bar depletes and it just changes color. So we're going to go through multiple layers of his health bar just like this, and it changes color every single time. And now we're basically into the final area of his health, and if I kill him right about here, he's gone. And that's just showing the capability of actually using custom health bars, because I know a lot of people want to do that as well. Again, this is all just example files, but you can create something completely unique to your server and design. But now you saw the model, you saw how it works. Let's go ahead and hop into configuration and see how it handles all there. But hey, before we do continue this video, if you guys would like to check out Revivenode in the description down below, using the promo code DIAMOND in all caps, you can get 15% off your very first purchase. You can plop this plugin right in there and start using it today, and it only starts at $1 per gigabyte. So you have no reason to start your very own server today. Either play with friends, create your server, or create your own custom textures. Make sure to check it out today with Revivenode. Other than that, let's get back into the video, shall we? Alright, in the actual folder, there isn't much to see, but what we do have is few files with a lot of configuration within them. And personally, I prefer that without having to modify a ton of files with little to no configuration within them. But here we have the config.yml, and you'll see the majority of things with the vanilla mobs. Even the players, for example, and we have the dynamic option where, of course, which basically shows the heart being depleted or even regaining when the player is hit. You can set the duration as well, so this is about 10 seconds. And this is only mainly when you have dynamic set to true. And you do have animation, you have everything else you can possibly see, and if you want it enabled in creative, and most importantly, if you want to hide it while someone is visible. I find that rather important in case you are trying to moderate a server. The type is actually what you want it to be, so you can go from hearts or bars. In this case, we're just setting it to hearts, but in the custom models that you saw in game, it was set to bars. And it's the same process throughout every single mob, and you can even hide it behind walls. This is a nice feature, and honestly, everything is just a nice quality of life feature. And of course, display hearts above, you can just enable this true and it'll just do it for all of them at once. But we have mobs, custom as well. So custom does have bars, as you can see here, and even bars, you can see the information of how to set it up here. I'm not gonna go too in depth within bars, as this requires more explanation regarding custom resource pack and how all of that's going to work. But overall, you set the custom color and everything that you want it to be here. And of course, this is gonna be in dynamic mode, and just basically the color range that's going to be happening with. Heading back into the folder, we do have a blacklist, and you can invert this back into, and you could put it in inverted mode. So at the moment, blacklist is set to Ender Dragon and Wither, but if we set into inverted mode, it would basically enable it only for the Dragon and the Wither, and making it so you don't have to disable it for a ton of mobs and only enable it for a few that you actually want. This is actually super helpful because there are a ton of mobs within the game. And you can even add this for NPCs, as that should be important as well in case there is any glitches, but I haven't seen them yet. But in case you want to, you can add it to citizens, and you can even disable it within regions and worlds. Super nice feature, I do quite like. And here we have the custom mobs. Just by going to Cupid, mobs, and custom.yml, you can add your custom mobs. And here you can see this one is the Soul Razor. It uses the type bars, and you can set the height of that health bar. You can set it horizontally as well. You can hide invisibility, you can hide behind walls, and basically a lot of the features that you've seen before. This one, of course, shows the vanilla mobs just by going into Cupid, mobs, and in Minecraft, and it'll just show, of course, the vanilla Minecraft mobs. And if you want to change them all at once instead of having to do every single one of them individually, which is super important. But you can also switch it from hearts to bars and however you want it to be. I didn't really show it in video, but you don't have to use that type of bar set where it will slowly change color depending on how many hearts he has, but you can also set it up to one single heart. I may have mentioned that, I don't quite remember, but just in case, I've mentioned it now. And now to the actual plugin setup itself. This is super important as I'm quite stupid and I didn't manage to get it set up quite immediately, but of course with the plugin developer, I got amazing support immediately. And it's pretty simple once I realized what I was doing wrong. First of all, you want to make sure that you have every single plugin installed. And for this case, we had Cupid, Luck Perms, Play Store API, and Tab all installed. After we have all that installed, what we need to do is just set up the configuration properly. First thing is, of course, we need to go into Tab and then go into config.yml, and here we need to scroll down, or even if you're just using Revivenode's file manager, for example, we can just go and do unlimited, and that right there will show unlimited name tag mode, and we need to make sure it's set to true. Once we have that as well, we can search for the next one, and this is going to be placeholder API interval, and we need to make sure it is set to 500, and we need to add additional information under it, which is player and Cupid health 50. Now, of course, you can always find this information within the wiki and copying it exactly how it is. It is super helpful, but that is the main things you need to do here. And there's only one last configuration that you need to do is within groups.yml. You need to make sure you add the below name health percentage for Cupid. And once you have that settled, you're done with tab, you're done with placeholder API, you're done with all the Cupid settings. Last thing you need to do is just go straight into your permission editor. In this case, I'm using luck perms, and here what you need to do is just make sure you add them to the specific group. Now you can change the group as well within tab. In this example, I just used everything default so you can understand what's happening, and I just added in group to player. And as you can see here, it is under player as well. But if I didn't want to do this and I just wanted to set it up with luck perms, I can just replace this with default. And that will make sure that it's already set up for the default group that luck perms already uses. But there you have it. That's the basic setup. And once you have all that set up, enable the resource pack that is provided within the plugin, and you are all set, and you can see some amazing effects within the game. But there you have it. That was the whole video right there. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you guys have, make sure to leave a like in the comment section down below. Other than that, I'm Diamond. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys next time. Cheers.